Okay, seriously, what is it with the weather simply pulling a 180? I mean, really? I mean, I get that April showers bring May flowers, but showers imply that the precipitation involved is rain. We got both sleet and snow here yesterday. Really? I mean, it's too warm for it to, stick to the ground, so just the sight of it at this time of year really is off-putting. I mean, if I see any of this stuff in May, then I really will probably do something drastic like move to the equator where I never have to see it ever again. I'm not really going to do that. I don't think there'd be enough service here for me to do videos if I did that. But, yeah. That was what the weather was like yesterday. Happy Sunday, everybody. So, yeah. Yesterday, pretty quiet, pretty quaint. Yesterday I started going over the, draft picks that the Dallas Cowboys made, and I really only paid attention to, a couple of them because it was really late and, plus I went to bed. So I'll do a quick recap of the first couple of ones, and then I'll, talk about the rest. Okay, so, in the second round with the 58th overall pick, we had D lineman in Tristan Hill from UCF, or University of Central Florida, and personally, I liked him. I think, defense definitely wins. I mean, if you've played any sport at all, whether it's football, basketball, or lacrosse, or hockey, defense wins championships. And honestly, Dallas's defense really came around a lot last year, and I think this is only going to take it up a notch. So I like that pick. And yesterday I also talked about how we got a guard from Penn State. For Connor McGovern. And I said I like that too. Zach Martin got injured a couple of times last year, so I think he'll be. I like him. I think he'll be a decent pick. Yeah, again, something that I've said the last couple of days, and I really am going to stress this too. And I'm very sure that a lot of you people are not Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm never gonna hold that against anyone. That's for sure. At least not in like a literal sense, like, oh, I'm not going to invite him to my party because he's not a Cowboys fan. I'm not going to do that. That'd be wrong. You don't have to be. You do not have to be a Cowboys fan to be my friend. I can assure you of that. Okay. So, with that in mind, yesterday in the fourth round, with the 128th overall pick, it's 128. We got a running back from Memphis and Tony Pollard. Okay, running back is, most running backs usually get drafted in that round, so, that makes sense. And plus, Zeke is near the end of his rookie contract. We don't know how long it'll last and stuff like that, so there you go. In the fifth round, okay, we actually got, in the fifth round, we had two picks, right? I don't know if this is a coincidence. I don't know how lucky we are. But for picks number 158 and 165, the Dallas Cowboys selected two individuals from Miami, a cornerback and a defensive end. And the funny part is, they both have the exact same last name. What's even funnier is that pick number 158, his name is Michael Jackson. Whereas pick number 165 is Joe Jackson. So, the name of a famous celebrity, technically, or a late celebrity, but, that's what it is. And alliteration. I dig that just on those alone. I mean, we can always use help with defense, and we need more cornerbacks. So, yeah, Michael Jackson, I like that pick. And, Joe Jackson, I like that pick as well. Let's see who else do we get. In the 6th round, we got, with pick number 213 overall, we got a safety from Texas A&M named Donovan Wilson. And, yeah, we actually drafted quite a few defensive guys, just so you know. So, you expect a lot of defense-related talk. But, yeah, I really like the direction that we're going in terms of, boosting our defense. Because, again, defense wins championships. Unless you're to basketball. I mean, in basketball, defense still does win championships. But it's a combination of that and free throws. Seriously, like, any basketball fan is likely going to tell you this. Or at least say that I'm not wrong. I'll take the former or the latter either way. I don't know. And the last 2 picks we got in the 7th round. And with pick number 218, literally 5 picks later, we got another running back from the Ohio State University in Mike Weber. Weber. That sounds like a very familiar name to me. I wonder why. Anyway, yeah. With that in mind, running backs, unfortunately, here's the thing about running backs that a lot of people tend to really forget. Running backs, for the most part, really are kind of a dime a dozen. Once in a while, you're going to get extremely lucky. Like, the Dallas Cowboys have Ezekiel Elliott. The Los Angeles Rams have Todd Gurley. The Giants last year got Saquon Barkley. They're great. But for the most part, running backs don't get drafted high in the first round unless it's like really desperate or the team itself has a big, plan in motion. At least that's what happens. So, overall, I actually do like the fact we got a running back because why not? And finally, with pick number 241 overall, we got a defensive end from Oregon, in Jalen Jelks. Again, alliteration. Awesome. So, yeah. Overall, I really do like our picks. Again, and I've been saying this the last couple of days now too, whether or not you like the pick that your team made, or you like or don't like the pick that a team you dislike made, or whatever, we still do at some capacity want these draft picks to succeed. I mean, these guys have worked all their life to make it this far. And they definitely have more talent and athletic ability than I certainly do. So already, I'm not really one to judge. That's why, again, I'm the one being a little bit more, optimistic with talking about the subject. I mean, yes, there are always going to be concerns. I don't think anyone's ever going to say, oh, that pick is bad because, we should have gone for this. Or, yeah, people are always going to say that. And in fact, no kidding, on Facebook, I'm affiliated with several fan clubs involving the Dallas Cowboys. And, people are split down the middle with all of the picks that we got. Some people think that, say, Tristan Hill, the first pick we got in the 2nd round, some people say he's great. Other people say they don't like him. That's what it is. That's just, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Although, I guess speaking of sweet things, I can get into something really cool that happened last night. So, last night, I, pretty much, it was pretty, quiet and basic, did the usual, go to, pick up my grandma, because I love my grandma, go to church, go to dinner, drop her off at home, etc. Well, actually one thing during the dinner that I realized, and if I'm able to get this work, I'll talk about it after the fact, but my little cousin Oliver's birthday is going to be the weekend after Mother's Day, so the week of May 18th, right? And I actually got an Evite from, my cousin, Oliver's mom. Actually, it's funny because I get a message on Facebook saying, "Hey, can you give me your email? I want to send you an Evite." I'm like, "An Evite for what?" "For Oliver's birthday." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that was funny. But after I filled out the Evite, I saw who else was on the guest list, and I said this before, but my family is actually very active in the Catholic religious community that Corny has. So much so that, whenever we have get-togethers like this, we actually do get, like, the priest and the deacon and, several other important religious figures to come and, celebrate, which is nice. You don't want to have, no one should celebrate anything by themselves if it's like a holiday or something. So, we do that, and, they have a good time. But I said that I was going to, but here's the thing though. For this party, I said I was going to make my guacamole that I have showed you guys, before the end product. It's on my Instagram. But I'm going to make my guacamole for the party, right? And then it occurred to me, the priest is going to be there. If I get him to bless my guacamole, it really will be holy guacamole. I gotta try and get this to work. I mean, I don't know if it will or not, but I mean, this is the sort of thing where if you don't capitalize on an opportunity like this, you are never going to see it ever again. So, I really gotta, I mean, I'll let you know down the line when it gets to that, but yeah, I'm actually, I really want May 18th to come right now. I also want May 15th to come, but you'll see why when we get there. Anyway, so after dinner last night, I actually went to, Dippy Doodahs and Corny, got myself some ice cream. And, no kidding. Dippy Doodahs, I've said many times, it was a homemade ice cream. They make their homemade ice cream, they make their ice cream from scratch. A lot of neat flavors. And sometimes they come with a flavor that's, in celebration, something like Luck of the Irish they had a while back, which is like Bailey's ice cream with, I forget what was the name, but they had that for St. Patrick's Day, Love Potion #9 for Valentine's Day, etc. In order to promote the movie for Avengers Endgame, they came out with a flavor called Endgame. Now, hear me out because you're not going to believe this. I sampled it. Now, normally when I go to Dippy Doodahs, I get myself a large salted caramel waffle cone, which is actually really neat because they put like hot fudge at the bottom of the cone. It's really cool. Anyway, so I did sample Endgame flavored, and this is what it is. It's a mixture, or swirl, if you will, of cake batter and chocolate raspberry that has, and stay with me now, Gushers mixed into it. Now, for those of you who don't know or didn't grow up in the 90s, Gushers are one of those like special candies that are like soft and a little bit chewy, and they're fruit flavored. But Gushers were special because not only were in the shape of like little jewels, but they also had juicy filling inside of them. Really, it was more like a syrupy sort of sweet syrup or whatever. But you get the idea, right? Now, whenever you put candy in ice cream, of course it's going to get frozen, and sometimes it can break your jaw or whatever, right? Well, in this case, with the Gusher, the outside did. Now, you're probably thinking, if Gushers are filled with juice and they're in ice cream, the juice inside is going to freeze, right? No. The juice inside of the Gusher was still liquid inside that ice cream. And it actually added a depth of flavor to the ice cream. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea how that was possible, but It blew me away like that one scene in Infinity War. What, you think I'm going to spoil that scene even now? No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, Dippity Doodahs, if any of you guys work at Dippity Doodahs, if any of you guys heard of Dippity, if any of you guys work at Dippity Doodahs, thank you for that. Thank you for the awesome Endgame flavor that you came up with. And if you go to Dippity Doodahs regularly, or you haven't heard of Dippity Doodahs and you want to go there, and we'll definitely at least try the salted caramel ice cream. But if they have Endgame, get that. Because holy cow, did it blow me away. So, yeah. Yesterday was pretty good. And here's an open today is just as such. So, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I can really support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platform, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I'm very humble. I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hoping that we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, if any of you guys are on a talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices.